Different strokes for different folks. And so on and so on and Scooby Dooby Dooby.
Yeah. Welcome to the
Oh wait, we
Switch
started.
retrospective. You know what? That will be the start. I'm doing that as a start.
Oh no.
Why? No, you're not. No, we're not doing that.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, we'll leave it there. Okay. Welcome to the special episode of Snips. We are going to be doing the Switch retrospective because the Switch 2 is coming out super soon. I'm getting it, so there will be coverage. Soon we'll announce what we're doing for that, said coverage. And we just wanted to talk about the Switch so that we, for all those people who aren't getting a Switch 2, because it's like most people, the damn thing is expensive for most people. That's not why we're doing it. We're not charity, but it is just fun to look back, and we both have used the Switch, enough, I think, to be qualified to speak on it. I've definitely used it a lot. It's my probably most played console I have. And I'm
of all time.
Probably, yeah. I would think so.
Oh wow.
I'd say so. Well, I mean, it depends what you call most played. Like, if most played means YouTube on the PS4, probably PS4. But if we're talking like actually playing the games, I would say Switch, easily.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, I did have like a, maybe that is a bit wrong, but whatever. At least for single player games, that's a definite. And I mostly prefer single player. But I guess I think the first thing we need to do is ask, when did we both first get our Switches, and what was our first games on it?
I don't remember which year I got it, but I'm pretty sure it's like 2019.
Mine was 2018, Christmas 2018.
When did Smash Bros come out?
2019.
Yeah, it was 2019 then.
Yeah.
Because that was the only reason I wanted to Switch, because I wanted to play Smash.
That is a good reason. That is a tremendous reason. That game we'll obviously get onto because it's so significant. But yeah, I got my Switch Christmas 2018. Yeah. So like it would be the Christmas of 2017 and then it would turn 18. Yeah, there we go. Cuz the Switch came out in 2017. I was so bummed that it came out in March of that year. Cuz like I'm like, what, 11 years old or 10 years old or something? 11 years old? Been for... bitch, this console's been out for fucking forever. It's been out for half our lifetimes. Just about. This is insane. But yeah, I wanted it so bad. I wanted it really badly. Just because the games... I wanted a Wii U before. But I went to go...
What stopped you?
Yeah, my dad said it was too expensive, but he basically kind of saved me inadvertently, because basically all of the best stuff from the Wii U would come to Switch anyway. Which, is a good thing, I think, though, they are literally priced at full price. That's a different discussion we'll get to, in terms of that. But basically there was no point in getting a Wii U, and still isn't. I mean, the only reason you'd want to get it is for, like, those gamepad only the games where they utilize the little tablet that comes with it. But apart from that, I think it was, you don't really need a Wii U. I was thinking of getting a Wii U. I wanted to buy Jensen's, good friend of the channel. He commented on the last video.
He's been on my channel.
He's been on his channel. And I've been on your channel. Go check out Finster Wizard. He's got some great videos.
It's long out of business now.
It's long out of business. He's here now. But yeah. You let a guy down, didn't you? I'm not gonna bring him up. We'll apologize to that guy in a separate video. We'll do a whole video just apologizing to that guy who was disapproved of your last video. I want to do that. That'd be fun. What's it? Yeah. There is no point getting a Wii. Once I wanted to get one from, wanted to buy Jensen's because I wanted to play Pikmin 1 and 2. But then Pikmin 1 and 2 just came to Switch. So, well, there we go. That's kind of it. And then I wanted a Wii U because I wanted to buy Earthbound, but then Earthbound came to the Switch. Given it's on a subscription service, but still, I mean, I was able to play it. But yeah, I got mine in 2017, and I got the Mario Odyssey bundle. It came with like red Joy-Cons. You might have seen them like once. Probably not, actually. Maybe. I don't know if you would have seen them, but it's like my favorite color. It's my like favorite color of Joy-Con. The reason you wouldn't have is because they got Joy-Con drift like 3 years later.
Yeah.
They're basically unusable, and we'll get onto that later too. And there's just so much to talk about in so many little strands. Red Joy-Con. I'm just gonna send you a pic of what these look like. They're really good. But basically, I got a special edition of the Switch where it just came with like these really nice, specifically red. The red is like my favorite color of red of like all time. I'm trying to find a good image of it. All of them are really blurry for some reason. But anyway, it came with a digital download code for Mario Odyssey, and that game, I mean, what a game to play on your Switch. I think it just.
Oh yeah.
That I mean, I don't want to go into it too much now, but because we'll get into the exclusives, but I mean that's a great game to start you off with. I mean, that's so brilliant. I mean, I did see a load of complaints about it, and I did see a whole like 2-hour video complaining about the game, and you know what? There's a lot of valid complaints on it, but I think my time playing it, I think I was hypnotized by just the fantastic music, graphics, game feel, gameplay, to like kind of understand that half of the game is like recycled content. It's kind of brilliant. Not saying recycled content's good, I'm just saying I would have not noticed if people didn't point it out. It's one of those for me. But here's the Joy-Cons I got. They're really great. These are like my favorite kind of color. I love this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're great.
Red on red.
Yeah, but it's not like that neon red that the blue and reds have. Is that what you have, or do you have the grey ones?
I have the big boys now.
Oh yeah, you have the big. Well, yeah, we'll get onto that because that's another topic. See, there's just so many fucking topics with this console. There's so many points of contention, praise. It's quite strange, I'd say, okay, system itself, right? Let's talk about the system itself.
Why don't you want to talk about the home screen?
Oh, the
first?
Home screen. Yeah, I hate to be grumpy pants.
A plain.
Yeah, it is really
plain.
Yeah.
Boring, emotionless space.
I wouldn't say emotionless, but it is definitely deafening.
I want music.
Same. The 3DS blessed us with like the greatest menu of all time. I'm not kidding. Like, I keep fantasizing about the 3DS's like menus and its music and its themes and stuff, and I'm just like, that is one of the things that, I can forgive Nintendo for this on the Switch for not having a amazing menu, just because of the power of it. Like, I know the 3DS is way less powerful, but that menu is probably just like heavily optimized for it. The Switch is kind of like probably half rushed, not fully rushed to market, but probably like a half rushed, like a desperate departure from Wii U, right? So for then, I forgive it, but 8 years of just this is kind of sad. I would say that it's not fully emotionless just because I like the sounds. I like the, press the settings, it's like, and you go like,
yeah, I get what you mean.
You click on the Joy-Cons, it's like, what is it like? Let me remind myself. It's like, I like that. It's cute, I get it. And they've added even more now. They've added a game share one. But I like that. So it's like not bad, but the silence is deafening. Like, yeah. And it took them about like more than half a decade to add folders, which they call groups, which is kind of embarrassing. And whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd say for the hardware itself, I think it only took me quite a few years to appreciate it. Like, I appreciated it when I first got it. I was like, whoa, because I don't know anything about tech. Like, whoa, this is amazing. this is like PS4 levels, not really, but you know, at the time when I'm like what 11 or something, it's like whoa, that's PS4 levels right there. You know, why bother with the PS4 at this point? You know, but um, but it's like I appreciated it then, but now and then I didn't appreciate. There was a long stretch of time where, and I think you said this too, where you're like, dude, if only Nintendo just made a home console, right? Just put all the power into it so they can make badass games, right? Because if they can already make this much power in this like kind of thin tablet thing, imagine how much they could do in a home console where it's like a box, like an Xbox, right, or a PS5.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it is, you know, yeah, the Switch is dead underpowered, you know, from its standards when it came out, and even more so when its standards now. But I have to, you know, I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, you can take this shit on a train, and the battery won't deplete in like 2 hours. You know, it's like, wow, this is, you know, I was on that side, but then I am immediately reminded when I'm like on a train or something. I'm like, I pop up a game and I'm like, I'm just sucked in. I'm like, wow, this is the best feeling ever. Like, this is literally the home console experience on the go. This is amazing, right? And I do you know, I tend to forget, not anymore, but I did tend to forget. Oh right, it's a portable for like a reason. And you know, if you just play Nintendo's own stuff, the optimization is so good, you don't tend to think about the power, at least from my end, right? Like, even with Zelda being at 30 frames, and once you're sucked in, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it's like, well, I'm just sucked in. You know, I'm just playing it. I'm like, yeah. And also, the Joy-Cons, right? There's a lot of problems with them. Oh my god. That scared the shit out of me. Wait, can you start speaking just in case? It was like mad noise. Okay, it's all good.
My bad.
No,
My bad.
It's all good. Why? What happened?
I accidentally lent on my charger.
No, it's all
It
good.
just did shit.
That scared me. That scared me. But yeah, no. The Joy-Cons, you know, there's a lot of problems. We'll get to them. We'll get to the problems. But I have to say, the form factor and everything here. You know, okay. I think this is a good point to bring up competitors like the Steam Deck and Rogue Ally, right? Do you think? Right. I don't own a Steam Deck and I don't own a Rogue Ally, so I can't like directly compare them as experiences right now. But you know, I remember we have another friend called Alex, and like I remember, you know, he was like. You know, I think I forgot how we got to this, but he was like dogging the Switch, right? That's legal. I'm not gonna stop people from dogging the Switch. That thing needs a lot of improvements, but there's a lot of dogging the Switch, and I think I was explaining why I even care about it. And then, you know, I explained that, you know, one thing that it's amazing at is like local multiplayer party games, right? Easily.
Yeah.
Like, what other console makes it so easier, and also have a kind of good game library to just get your controllers out and start playing a party game in a party. You know, in PlayStation 5, connecting another controller isn't like the worst thing ever. It's not like AIDS or anything, but it is weird. Like, what happens in it is like you press the PS button and then you have to assign it to a profile. You know, they're not making it very seamless. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
Like, and then Xbox. I don't know how it works on Xbox, but I'm guessing it might be AIDS. I have no clue. Somebody will have to tell us in the comments below if you're out there. But with the Switch, you know, yeah, you have to press the button maybe like a million times to get it to work. But you know, if you just rapidly press it, you know, you can get like 8 controllers in a row working playing Smash. You know, and the game, you know, just works. With Mario Kart, it's like no time at all when you're in there with a 4-player game. And yeah, the frame rate's cut in half, but I didn't see anyone in the party when we were playing it fucking crying about it. You know what I mean? No one was going
I didn't
like...
get to do any of that.
Did you not?
Yeah, I went there for the Mario Party.
No,
The
Mario
Mario
Kart.
Kart part.
Oh
I went
no.
there for that. I was only there for Jamboree.
Jamborees. I mean, that's another one, right? I mean, that's just you just get in there and you just fucking do it. I'm annoyed. I keep forgetting to play the rhythm game at parties. It's so good. I wish I could. I wish I remembered that there was a rhythm game there, like a motion rhythm game. Have you seen this with the Rhythm Kitchen? So good.
Rhythm Kitchen.
Yeah, in Mario Party Jamboree, there's a mode where you like cook to the beat, and it's really freaking good. It's so fun. And you like fling ice cream at like penguins, and you like chop carrots to the beat, and you pull potatoes out of the ground. It's so good, so frantic. Anyway, basically, the point being, it's kind of the ultimate party machine if you have the games, right? You can just use it, and you know what's even better is when somebody else has like a Switch dock. I mean, at Jensen's, I can just go there. I don't have to bring a dock, and I can just plug. I can put the Switch in there, and it works. You know, just plugs. You know, yeah, the dock is like a glorified HDMI converter, but the fact that it is really Switch is so popular that you may be able to go into someone's house and just pop your Switch in there, and it just links up. That's special, I think. I don't have to bring a whole ass system or bring all of my games, and the game cards being tiny also helps.
Yeah.
Oh, I think undisputed. I mean, people are like comparing with the Steam Deck, but you know what? I am not the Steam Deck. This is nothing against the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck knows its audience and definitely does it what it does probably really well. And the amount of freedom you have on a Steam Deck sounds incredible, and I'd love to toy around with it. But I can't see any chance of you making that. Like, people are like, why get a Switch instead of when you could get a Steam Deck? Well, what about for party games? How are you gonna Steam Deck with a party game? You know what I mean? One, the Steam Deck doesn't come with its own dock. You have to buy the dock separately, right? On top of the 400 quid base price. Which, by the way, a lot of people are comparing the Switch 2 and Steam Deck prices, saying the Steam Deck is cheaper because it's like, $400 or whatever. But I hate that people don't point out like the RAM is significantly like less in the base price. I wouldn't get that base one. I'd get the mid-range one for like $560 at least. You know what I mean? If I was to get one. I forgot how much RAM it has, but I think it's like 8 gigs, and like you don't want that for gaming. I know I'm saying this, and like the Switch 2 probably has some specs that is like similar to that. But again, another tangent, but to put it shortly, optimization's key, right? When something's really popular, I'm telling you now, Red Dead 2 is so headed for the Switch 2, and it'll be optimized right. I'm telling you now.
It's not gonna run that well.
I think so. I think so.
You
Why
think
not?
so?
Yeah. The Switch 2 is like actually better than the PS4, I think, in power.
You think?
No, I watched a whole Digital Foundry thing on it. It's like it's not like comparable to any console, but it's estimated, give or take, between a Series S and a PS4. Yeah.
Huh.
Like, give or take. Like, it's not like, imagine the Switch is like a Xbox 360, and then imagine the Nintendo Switch 2 as like a new sector that's like in betweeny of like PS4 and Series S. That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm, yeah, there's different levels of stuff. But if the thing can run 4K, I mean, I think Red Dead could run a fucking 1080 on that thing. I think it could.
Yeah.
And I know Rockstar would want to with that. The amount of money they'd get would be insane. They'd be loaded from that.
I mean, there is already like rumors of them getting Red Dead on PS5, so I don't know why they wouldn't.
Well,
do it for Switch 2.
Alongside that rumor is a Switch 2 version. So like they'd make the Switch 2 version and then give the and then at the same time give the PS5. We talked about this.
Yeah, we have.
In our last Snips. No, everyone go back to that Snips episode. Where we talk about Red Dead. Gumballs. It starts with Gumballs back. Go there for more of that. But yeah. So back to the hardware. Ultimate party machine, undisputed, I think. Right? I guess the only thing you could do is like that's kind of comparable or better to some people might be like Jackbox party games on like TV apps, because you can just park your phone. But you can get Jackbox on Switch, so I'd rather just have everything there. Yeah, you get all of them are on there. I think all of them.
That's cool.
Most of them are on there. I would have bought Jackbox, but it's too expensive, man. I can't, and I don't know which one to get because there's so many packs and stuff. I'd want to get all of them, but like to get all of them, right now they're on sale for like 120 quid. I mean, but we played What the Dub instead, right? Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was there for What the Dub.
Yeah, we played What the Dub. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, it is so funny. Yeah, like I remember. Oh yeah, when I was arguing with well, not arguing. It was like Alex would dog on the Switch, and I was just giving reasons. Well, the party game, and he's like, well, and I was like, yeah, Mario Kart, da 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 da. And he's like, but I bet, What the Dub was, on our phones, and I was like, yeah, but it was through the Switch, and he was like, oh, never mind. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it just is kind of like, yeah, I think it's impressive in terms of just, okay, you got a slim little thing that can try and emulate the console experience, and yeah, it's dead underpowered, but it's whatever. Now there's a lot of other things. I guess. Oh yeah, let's get onto the problems, because there's a load. Just of stuff that we've experienced throughout the years. What is like the hang-ups, right? Well, actually, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm fast forwarding too much. Finn, what's your greatness? What do you think's great about the Switch, hardware-wise? What's your thing?
I don't know that much about hardware.
No, just what's like using it like as a system, like through your life. Well, before we get onto the hang-ups. So no hang-ups right now, because we will get to them. There's a lot.
I don't know. I like the concept of the Joy-Cons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's very satisfying to like put it on and off like that.
Yeah, they're so easy to take off. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it basically comes with like 2 controllers, anyways. When you get a Switch.
Yeah, that's
when
genius.
You think about it. Yeah.
It's not even when you think about it. That's the whole marketing, and it worked. Like, that's an amazing gimmick. Yeah, it's uncomfortable as fuck, but it like works.
Oh.
Like, if you're just in the desert, you can play Mario Kart. You're good, right? And you can just pop them off. Also, they work as Wiimotes. I remember Buggy2988 opening up a Switch way back when the Switch came out.
Before he faked cancer.
Yeah, before he faked cancer and became a dickhead. I think this was maybe after the divorce. I'm not too sure. Maybe before. But anyway, he made a great point that the Joy-Con was really good for fat people, because he could sit back and not, because all controllers you have to put your hands together, don't you? Right?
Yeah.
But he can just like lay back and have his hands on his side.
Oh yeah.
See, that is just like, yeah, and they also kind of work as motion controllers too, without the sensor bar. I mean, obviously that's through gyro, and it's not the most perfect thing in the world, but it does work. And one more thing, the inclusion of gyro is amazing. And you know what? The Switch is underpowered and probably outdated for even its time, but few things that I want to point out that I think I absolutely love and probably helped out the industry a little bit. USB-C charging. Most of my devices at the time when I got the Switch didn't have USB-C charging. I'm super glad Switch just out the gate had that, right? Rather than carry on with micro USB or that Nintendo DS charging, right? They went to USB-C. That's quite cool, That is quite cool. Rather than carry on because the DS had its own charger, right? You remember this? Yeah.
No.
Yeah? You said you had a 3DS, right?
I had a 2DS.
Right. Yeah. No. Same thing. Same thing. Yeah.
All right.
Its charger is like, its own charger. You can't use the charger on like a phone or whatever, right? Yeah. It was like a grey thing. It had like a chunky plug on it. That was right. The Switch to not do that again, I think, is commendable. USB-C is king, and I'm so glad that now we're in a time where most devices have that, right? I can plug my phone into my Mac, right? My Google Pixel into my Mac, and it can be just charging right now. This is a great time to be alive for charging, right? Next, gyro, right? And also the Nintendo games that, these big Nintendo games like Splatoon and I think Mario Odyssey had some implementation, and Breath of the Wild has some implementation with gyro controls.
Oh yeah, with
For-
the
yeah.
bow. The
Yeah,
bow,
you hate this.
I turned that off.
Yeah, you hate this, but I love this because it's basically, you do big movements with the joystick, and then you do the smaller adjustments with your hands. Pikmin 3 is like a big example of like gyro being king there. You really shouldn't. It's really just inferior playing with the joystick. But the fact that their big games like push this tech, in ways that is useful, is commendable. Like, this is good, and it definitely pushed games like Fortnite and probably other games that I can't think of on the PS consoles. And well, I don't think Microsoft's controller has gyro. I think Microsoft's controller has like no features to it at all. But whatever.
What, the
right?
Xbox?
Yeah.
Xboxy thing. No, does it not have the... What's it called?
Yeah. Sorry, I'll let you
The
finish.
triggers. What are they called?
The rumble in the triggers.
Yeah.
It's not like PS5's. PS5 has resistant triggers. Xbox doesn't have that. If I remember, they put rumble in the triggers. So what rumble you had in the chassis would also be at the triggers. I could be wrong because I think I read this like when the Series S Series S and X were coming out. But I thought that was funny when reading that, because it was like, wow, that's kind of like a last ditch kind of attempt to try and replicate resistant triggers. After getting the Series S, I'm not I didn't feel it. So maybe it was wrong. Whatever I read was wrong or what. I'm not going to go into it now because this is a Nintendo video. So don't take everything we say with a grain of salt when it comes to that kind of stuff. But essentially, Xbox's controller doesn't have any features. I did have a Series S. I sold it recently because I'm just not using it. And the controller is basically the same as the Xbox One's. Basically identical, except for the D-pad has changed to like the Elite controller game, like D-pad. It's like a hexagon. Which is fine for selecting games, but it's shit for 2D games. So well done, Microsoft. Whatever.
But, we all know that Microsoft cares about its consumers, anyways.
Microsoft sucks. That's a separate thing. But, let's just give them credit. They're going to be putting stuff on PS5 and Switch too, so it's all good, isn't it? It's all good. Halo's coming soon, probably.
That is so great. If that actually happens, bro.
Gears of War's coming to PS5. Horizon. What's the car game called?
It's Forza Horizon.
Forza Horizon's on PS5. Grounded's on PS5. Sea of Thieves is on PS5. They've given up on exclusives. You don't need an Xbox anymore. You don't need it.
Kind of sad, but I'm also kind of fine with it as well.
Oh, I am sad because I like exclusives having competition. We will get into an exclusive section in this video. Sorry for jumping, crowd. It's just so hard to not jump with these consoles, as they're so all-encompassing. Or in each other's device, each device is like an all-encompassing list of issues and praises. Even Xbox has some praises, some of it. I do, but in terms of Nintendo Switch, I'd say for what it was wanting to do and what it succeeded at, it definitely has succeeded. And I mean, 150 million units. I think it's just under, or if not, definitely more. But Sony doesn't want to admit it. More, it's like the most sold home console of all time, I think, if I remember. Like, that's mad, and it makes sense since they did like kind of stretch it out after 2020, But yeah, do you think it's about time to get onto some of the problems that we've had throughout the years with it?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of easy to point. Well, I mean, I think big one. Yeah. Do you want to start?
Drift.
Yeah, the drift issues.
I dealt with that for like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Trying to fish on Animal Crossing. It's the worst.
Yeah, it sucks, and it's really bad when these controllers aren't cheap. They are not cheap. It's just a travesty. And they when people tried to take Nintendo to court, they just tried to dismiss it as like a non-issue, and it's like, come on, when I think easily more than 50% of people probably have had Joy-Con drift, right? Easily, like you always hear about it, and you hear people having PS drift with their like PS5 controllers, and it's like, why now? Like, why now?
I haven't had that problem yet.
I have not had that problem, but my controller is now like screwed. My PS5 controller is done for. But that's different. What? Yeah.
Well, how is it like screwed up? Like.
Okay, so here we go. Right. So once upon a time, I came back from Wales and all the buttons stopped working.
Did you bring it with you, the controller?
No, I left it at home.
It?
I left it at home. No, I went to Wales, right, for a holiday for 2 days. Came back, and the controller's buttons all stopped working. The joysticks were the only thing that worked.
Huh.
All of them stopped working, right? And so I don't want to be paying 50 quid for a controller. So I break in there and I fix it, right? I go in there and fix it, and I actually managed to, by just like cleaning the membrane or something, and there was nothing on it. Like there was no dust or anything. I just gave it a wipe and I put it back together and it worked. Okay, sure. You'd think that would be the case if it was like mega dusty, but I was literally gone for 2 days, and it didn't seem to be anything on the membrane of like, with the buttons. Like do you know how you feel a squishiness in the buttons, right? Like a rubber.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by membrane, kind of. Whatever. I'm probably using that wrong, but what I'm trying to say is like the innards. Then later, my joystick rubber, the rubber on the joysticks.
Yes.
Basically started moving on their own, and it was pissing me off. The rubber basically had like worn out.
Okay, alright.
And so then I broke into my controllers again, because I don't want to be paying fucking 50 quid, right? Are they even? I swear they're like more than that, but let's just say 50 quid to be fair, right? I broke in and I replaced the joysticks. Yeah, I replaced the joysticks with like some spare joysticks I had from like I have like a controller for my phone. Do you want to play games on my phone with like a controller? And it had like spare joysticks, and they had like the same way that they'd go in, and so I put them in, and so now I have like different joysticks. One joystick fits perfectly, right, and it works perfectly. That's the right one, but the left one keeps getting stuck in like directions, like physically. I mean, not like in like a drift way, and like physically keeps getting stuck in directions, right, and then. My left upper bumper keeps getting stuck because I lost a screw.
Bro, your controller went through it. My controller's had like no problems.
My
like
controller.
0.
Well, it's just annoying that it is easier. Despite despite how it sounds like I kind of fucked it in the second one. It is easy to get into the PS5 controller and start cleaning stuff and whatever. Obviously, get a tutorial. Don't just willy-nilly get in there. You won't know without a tutorial, but it generally is easy. It's like, okay, this is doable. But why should I be doing this? I should not need to be doing this, right? It should just... My PS4 controller... I had for probably more time. Maybe more time? Like, what? 17? Yeah. No, for just about the same amount of time, and it never went through this at all. Once the joystick came off, but then I stuck it back in without opening it up, and it was fine. That was like the extent of any issues. So I don't understand why now, of all times, all these companies have like drift issues in their controls. I think Xbox doesn't. I haven't heard any problems with Xbox, but does anybody have an Xbox at this point? That's the question, isn't it? Is that why we haven't heard about it? Anyway, on the Switch, I've gone through. I bought another pair of Joy-Cons because I do use it, and then I haven't had an issue yet with the Joy-Cons I have now, but the rubber has got like a bubble in it now.
Bubble?
Yeah, it's It's really annoying. It's like, you know, there's like piece of air trapped underneath the joystick.
Oh wow.
It sounds like I'm pretty rough with it, but I'm not. I brought my Switch to like, you know, Jensen's house, and he complimented me on how much I've taken care of it. So, I don't think I'm rough with it, you know. Oh no, yeah, the rubber on the left joystick is like worn off. Do you know how like on the joystick there's like a defined kind of thing? Have you got your Switch anywhere near? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like a little pattern on it, right? Like
I
little
mean,
lines.
I'm looking at a Switch right now, the one that you sent me.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. Shit. That's a good. Yeah. Do you see the little lines on like the
Yeah.
sticks? On my left Joy-Con, they're basically non-existent. Just about. You can faintly see them. They're like rubbed off. But on my right joystick, they're completely fine. I can't be that rough with it. Really? Like, am I pressing on it or what? Like, what am I doing? Like, and by the way, I mostly use my Pro Controller. You know, so I don't understand what's going on there. I think the materials are just getting cheaper. I think. I don't know. So, whatever. Right? Maybe I am rough with it. Maybe I'm rough with it. You know, you guys don't know my life, right? But you know, I use my Pro Controller mostly, and I have no issues with that. I guess another issue.
Another issue for me.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
For me.
Yeah.
Is it always disconnecting at times?
Yeah, people have had that. Yeah.
And I try and connect it. I try and press those stupid little buttons,
Yeah.
and it never works, and it just takes forever, man.
Do you know the previous pair of Joy-Cons? Do you know that green? No, sorry. That previous pair of Joy-Cons I mentioned, right? Right.
Right.
The battery on it just doesn't work, and I think you saw that at like the party, right? When we played Mario Party Jamboree, one of the batteries was depleting, right? And it just flat out didn't work, while all the others are chugging along, and it had the same charging time as all the others. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Right, and that's kind of like what made us stop playing. Was that? That is just embarrassing, right? Just come on. The right one was working, chugging along, the pink one, and then the green one was just depleted. Like within, I think, an hour, and yet all of them were chugging along. It was very embarrassing. Right now, I use my I have another pair that's like blue and red, which I got with my Switch OLED. Yeah, I did get the Switch OLED. 'Cause, you know, if I use something a lot, I don't mind upgrading. But yeah, no, it's just embarrassing. The Joy-Con, you know, we're not going to talk about Switch 2 until the end, but damn, you know, that is one of the things that they need to sort the fuck out. And they know the company doesn't want to acknowledge, you know, that they don't work, because it's a brilliant piece of engineering, right? The Joy-Cons, how they have so much tech inside of them is astonishing. You know, they're tiny, right? But yet
they're way
these
too
HD
small for
rooms.
my hands.
Yeah, well, that's another issue we'll get into. Even for me, surprisingly, and I was like, what? How? But anyway, you know, they're tiny. They have like HD rumble, which, you know, depending on the game, feels amazing and really strange. And then, you know, they can be used as two controllers, and then, you know, there's a light bulb underneath the home button that nobody uses, and there's an IR sensor that no one uses. Yeah, brilliant feats of tech, you know, in engineering. Yet there's these annoying little bits, you know, like this drift stuff. It's just unbelievable.
There's the capture button as well.
Capture button, yeah, exactly.
And the fact that it only records 30-second clips.
Is that a problem for you?
I wish I could record longer.
Yeah.
And also, I wish I could like, I didn't know how to like get the clips onto like my PC and stuff. and what I had to do, I had to post it on Facebook and then privatize it for every single clip for one of my videos.
Do you know
it took me like hours.
Do you know they updated that?
Oh
they
wow.
updated that, right? And you'll laugh at what the update is. It's just a wee bit better, but it's not amazing. It's basically not. So you ready to hear this? So I'm just gonna go through it right now. I'm gonna do it right now live. You guys won't see it, but because I can't film my phone if I don't have a separate camera. But I'm just gonna go through it right now. It's embarrassing, right? I don't understand why they did this. Okay, so I go on posting and editing, and then I press send to smart device. Send individually, send multiple. I press send individually. Right? It comes up with a QR code. Okay, fine, right? Okay, fine. Maybe it comes up with the pictures on the QR code. Nope. You scan the QR code to connect your phone to the Switch, but as like a Wi-Fi hotspot. So like your Switch acts like a Wi-Fi router. So you can then scan another QR code to then get your images.
Why just...
It's embarrassing. They have fixed it for Switch 2, and I think hopefully that's featured for Switch 1, but I don't remember, but we'll get onto that later. I'm gonna say get onto that later a lot, but again, sorry for the jumping audience. It's just a lot to talk about with a lot of strands. I don't blame us for it. Though we'll try our best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a problem. I think also with the sending capture stuff, I understand that for the Switch 1 it can be like it's probably power intensive for it a little bit. And for games like Fortnite and Doom Eternal, they literally cancel. They don't allow you to use the video feature just to get probably a little bit of more power out of the Switch.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do it on Smash either.
I think they're probably just trying to get a little bit more power out of the Switch. And also, but on Smash they do give you like an alternative within the game. Not perfect, but at least the Sakurai's thinking of people. You can save your replays, I guess, right, and upload them to the Smash app directly.
Oh yeah. They seem to like relying on this Nintendo app a lot more now.
I am glad. I actually really like that idea.
And like they've implemented it into games as well. With like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I love.
We can get the full map on.
Yeah. Do I have it? Yeah, I have it. I love it. I love it for. I wish they did it with more games, but for the games that they did do it with, it's nice that they did them for those games, like Splatoon 2 and 3. How you can like buy stuff. Like there's an online shop in there to buy outfits with the in-game money that you have, right?
Cool.
That's badass. And also there's like little mini things that there's loads of stuff on that Splatoon one, like I'm just looking at Splatoon 3 one, Wonder Crust, right? Basically, do you know how you spray ink, right? Like on the floor. That's how the game works. There's a little thing here where the more you ink, you get certain like prizes for how much you've inked, and you also get like messages from this like crab guy who's walking around. It's really fun. Like there's even like and the Splatoon one's amazing at like you're able to see the catalog of that month, which is like the free battle pass that they have. There's no paid one. We'll get onto that too. On the campaigns, you can see exactly all of your stats and your high scores and everything. Everything that you've done in the game, you can just look on the app. Which is just nice. That's cool. And there's loads of other stuff. There's loads of stuff on that Splatoon one. Animal Crossing is also really cute and has everything that you need. I love the Animal Crossing one.
I don't remember the Animal Crossing one. Do you just get like design things?
On Animal Crossing one, you can type. You know how like you can type to you can chat to people within Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, you can do the emotes as well.
It's way better to do it in the app, because in the app it just automatically works. When we played, right, and like I could send text. I know we would probably on PS or something talking instead, but it's still way better to just type on the phone rather than type on the Switch. You also have your passport there.
Oh, dude, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at this app right now, and it's like mini apps inside of this app.
Yeah, that's.
And they're all like themed and stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great. You can also do the reactions are just if you press them, they just work. They transmit to the game and they just work. And yeah, the Nook points get my points. You know, it's cool shit. I love that. It's so cool. I wish they did it more, but from what they did do, I am happy they did do what And now they've got the Zelda notes, which is basically works for the Switch. Well, this isn't the Switch one. We'll talk about that later. Okay, but for Smash, this is the last one we'll talk about. That one's great. You can see the shared stuff. I kind of got addicted to that recently of seeing shared stuff. And you can make your own spirits from the spirits that you have, and all of this stuff you don't need, but I absolutely love, which is kind of what I miss from the 3DS era, right? Where they gave you a lot of stuff you didn't need, but you had it anyway, right? I won't go into a 3DS retrospective right now, but that's what I wish the Switch had more of. This is stuff the Switch did do, with this app stuff is stuff that you don't need to see all of your scores and stuff in Splatoon, but why not, right? What happens if some friend group loves Splatoon so much that they want to beat their high scores on certain levels, right? Or show off how much they've completed in the story mode, right? Or to how much they've splattered or whatever, how much they play. Why not, right? There's somebody out there that might freaking dig that. I hope they do that more. I mean, they've done the Zelda notes, done the announcement for the Zelda notes thing. I hope they do it way more for other stuff. It's super cool. All right.
Let's talk about games.
Let's
games on this
talk about
console.
Games. Yeah. Let's talk about games.
This is where I can finally talk about stuff, because I know nothing about hardware.
Well, I mean, when I say hardware, I mean just like you using it. But yeah, talk about games. I got my list of games that I have physically and digital right here. Let's talk. Do you want to start it off? Do you want to kick? Yeah,
I mean, like I said, I only got the Switch for Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And at the start, I wasn't even that big of a gamer. I didn't know anything about I got Breath of the Wild with the console, by the way, and I didn't know anything about the game. I wasn't that interested in it. I only played Smash.
Yeah.
But then, like a year later, when I was getting into gaming, I played Breath of the Wild, and it's now like one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, that was a similar thing with me. When I got the Switch, I was like, well, I know what games I'm gonna get: Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey, right? Easy. And I got Mario Odyssey with the Switch, but then later I sold some games from my PS4 to get some Switch games, and I got Breath of the Wild. And when I played it for the first time, I didn't get it, and I was like, this kind of sucks, actually. And I basically just, long story short, I just didn't talk to the old man when the camera pans to him. I didn't get the memo. So I just hung out around, and I was like, this is really boring, and I don't know. This is too much freedom. Not empty, but it's like, this is too much freedom for me and not enough direction, right? I'm guessing what my thing was. Then you and Jensen were doing a thing where it was like, oh, let's play it at the same time, whatever. And I was like, guys, I'm telling you now, I don't think it'll be that interesting. The game kind of sucks, right? I don't know, right? And then Jensen was like, come on, bro, come on, dude. It can't be that. And I'm like, no, and you guys were starting doing it, and you did it for like a week. And then you guys were like, Andrew, come on, do it. And I'm like, okay, guys, if you say so, but as soon as I get bored, I'm going to fucking stop. And then I make a new playthrough. And I finally get the memo that you talk to the old dude. When the camera pans to him, it's like obvious, really. It's kind of embarrassing looking back. And by the way, that I got that Breath of the Wild when I got my Switch, basically like a few weeks later. That's like a genuine amount of time. Like, how much time is that not playing the game after like kind of trying it out? It's like, what, 3 years or something until I like properly tried out. And then I got to the old man, and then I started, okay, go to these 4 places. Okay, cool, whatever. Keep playing, okay, walking, find some shit. Okay, I'm just like, okay, I'm enjoying it. I'm good. Okay, I get it. It's not impressing me yet. Okay. No, but I like it. Yeah, I'm just playing it, and I'm like not realizing that, of its worth just yet. And then I get to the water place, right? The Zoran, right? Zoran? Is it Zoran's?
Zora's domain.
Zora's domain, right? I get there, and then I'm just kind of slowly like kind of getting sucked into how amazing this game is and not even realizing it. Yeah, and then you get to that bit where you attack Varutar, right? And it's like the greatest moment in video games that I've ever played in my life, right? I don't want to get too jumpy, but I'm trying to keep myself, not freaking out right now because I get goosebumps just thinking about it. But you know that part where you go with Sidon, right? You speak to the king, and then it's like the big machine over there. We need to disarm it somehow, And then Sidon's like, I'll go. Link, you can just ride on me and stuff. And then I'm like, ride on his back? That's kind of freaky. Okay. And then, Sidon's like, it's all quiet. Like, there's nothing too exciting. Like, there's nothing too obvious, right? And then Sidon's like, just come to the plank over there and you can talk to me whenever you want, right? And we'll start it. And I'm like, okay, sure. Right? And all this time throughout this game, for about playing it for like 20 hours, I'm just like, okay, yeah, okay. And then I get to, you go on Sidon, and then immediately that fat orchestra just starts playing. And then that machine goes, and it's like, then it starts shooting ice blocks and stuff. And this music is like, like damn, 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 damn. It's like, oh my, and I'm like, what is going on? This is just empowering me so much, right? And then in that you have to jump high, and then Sidon's like, saying like, hey, let's jump, and then he's like, you jump really high and shit. And then from that moment, it basically like changed how I like viewed video games. That is the moment. It's like, wow, if there was ever a moment to I still get goosebumps from thinking, oh yeah, got him now. I'm thinking about it. It's like, wow, this is just this is what video games can be, and that's where like my love growed for video games after that, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think Breath of the Wild was definitely like the place where it made me want to explore and like take my time with games a lot more. And that's basically my play style now with every single game I play. Because I spent like so much time on the Great Plateau before even getting that paraglider.
Yeah.
And it just made getting it like even better. And I'd spend more time with that paraglider.
Yeah, I roughed it without no warm clothing. I'm a fucking
idiot. I went to that game. I spoke to the old man. I stole his apples, and then I just killed so many bokoblins. I didn't care about the shrines.
Bro, I just think that the game makes you feel like a hero. It's a really empowering game. Even when you like die, like you just slowly get these arsenals. And like the game puts so much on your shoulders. It's just incredible feel. And the music is just insane. Tears of the Kingdom's soundtrack finally came to Nintendo Music today.
Really?
Yeah, that was a really weird surprise. Yeah, all 350 tracks. Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's like, okay, that's weird to drop on, right?
Yeah.
Right, and it's like,
oh my god, it is actually here. But
yeah,
oh
it's just,
my god,
just nonchalant, Yeah, let's just put this shit on here. And I did feel, I am proven to myself that I do think that Breath of the Wild's Ost is just way better. I'm not. Yeah. I don't want to get into arguments because we can have just our opinions here. This isn't Joe Rogan or Piers Morgan, but I do find the soundtrack in Breath of the Wild personally to be just so empowering and like, but also like, it's not like, it's weird because I think Breath of the Wild really teaches you that less is more. So hard,
Yeah. Like weapons breaking and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean it's annoying, but then like I look back and I'm like, well, that made.
You have the environment around you, where you can use your magnetic powers to drop in a bokoblin's head.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I think people's problems with it are valid, but from my playtime and my views, I think it's great. I understand the one view that people had that's kind of obviously a problem with that system is the idea that if you have a really good weapon that you got in like a dungeon, or like you got in like a cave, not a dungeon, if you got a really good weapon in a chest,
Like,
and the fact that
it
breaks
Hyrule
really,
Shield. or the
Yeah.
mass.
Well, no, not those. Just something really good in a chest.
Yeah.
Right, and then people have a problem with the fact that it's just kind of not that much more unbreakable than a fucking stick. And you know what? People I think that's a valid complaint, but for me, I think I love just panicking, and I love that kind of. You don't really. The game kind of has a little like notification underneath saying that your weapon's about to break, right? Just about. It's not like you'll know exactly, right? Like there is a little health bar in your inventory. Yeah, there it does tell you, but in the heat of battle, you don't focus on it, and it's like when it breaks, it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
I gotta get.
And I mean, when that happens, I just throw it at the enemy and then just get a new one out. It does more damage.
Yeah. Same, yeah, agreed. Yeah, that game is just so clever.
It's the world as well. The world's so cool.
Yeah, and how interactive it is. You know,
you can help rebuild a town with like a single side quest and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, just and I love the graphics. I remember when I told you, and I was surprised myself when I found out this, that the game only runs at 900p.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, you just wouldn't think about it, really. Though that makes sense when you look back. It's like, the graphics really help. You know what they look like? A sort of the paint. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's gone noisy, bro. What is switching?
Still going on?
I don't get it. No, it's just come back. The noisiness, like. Psh.
I moved my leg that time.
How bad is your mic, dude? Don't.
I have to stand still, bro. My legs are aching.
I don't understand your mic situation. You need to just do a Mission Impossible and get that mic back, bro. You'd be helped out so much.
Nah, I walked past my house the other day, and I can't, man.
You just need to like drop in through the chimney and start fucking steal it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Man. I feel like we're lingering too much on one game here, but that's just shows how good the game is.
100%. Yeah, I mean we can move on to a different game. I think it makes sense to move on to Tears of the Kingdom after that. Just because that's a natural thing. I
mean, that was the first game I stayed up for like a midnight release.
Yeah, I didn't because I wanted to get the fucking 500 pre-order bonus items that Nintendo was giving out. They gave out 3.
What a vibe that game was on the Sky Island with the music. It's got like a saxophone in the background. Oh my god, man!
Yeah, it's very vibey.
I was in heaven that first day.
I mean, it is when I first played it, I was just so dead impressed with so many aspects. Though I did have some qualms at some things. There was some bits that are undeniably really great and impressive, and it just comparing with games at the time really showed how, you know, even when personally I think Tears of the Kingdom's, you know, as a package not as good, it is still like the people behind it are just mega talented. And obviously that comes from probably development time too, but like you compared it with like Spider-Man 2, which I mean, you know how much I have a vendetta against it. Came out same year.
Yeah, I mean they improved on like Tears of the Kingdom, one of my favorite games of all time.
I'm glad. Yeah.
And that's what the Switch does. It produces best games of all time.
I think so too. And
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah. Oh.
Biggest roster ever. I mean, hype for each member being added, like the trailers and stuff.
Dude, that game.
It's like an event each time.
Yeah, but even after that, I mean, I just, you know, even when everything's, you know, been said and done for years now, I'm like looking at, I put the game on and I'm like, this is just all encompassing. Amazing.
Like all that effort put into like each character, like Kirby, eating each and every single person, getting a different ability. And like Steve's blocks and stuff.
The amount of levels of effort are it's such a massive undertaking of a game. I don't even know. I don't even want to. I mean, I'd love to know because they never tell you. But the amount of fucking effort, and also I just love how they represent each character in that game.
Yeah,
Like
and
yeah.
they bring in the soundtracks as well.
Dude,
You get to play it in the menu, and they have specially crafted remixes for some.
I think they're the best remixes
for like
ever.
Beneath the Mask for like Persona.
I was listening to the Donkey Kong 25-meter remix, and it's just like, wow, this is amazing. I honestly, the remixes in Smash Brothers are just unworldly amazing stuff. Every franchise gets, well, most of them. I think a few of them don't have like a remix, but it's too much to get into. But basically, if you want a game with like, bang for your buck, even without DLC, Smash Brothers got you covered. It's incredible.
So many characters, man.
Yeah, even without DLC, it's like what, 80, 70 something. It's like amazing.
Yeah.
Insane. The Switch is also surprising with like, it's underpowered for its time and now, and I've said that like 5 times, but like Smash Brothers runs it at an amazing 60, right? When we're not talking about online play. It runs at an amazing 60, right? It's a smooth game. Even with like 8 players, I think it still runs at 60 if you don't play as the Ice Climbers, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how much imagine on top of all those characters, on top of all of the design quirks and all of this, stages and Kirby's and remixes and all this, optimizing it for the Switch with all of that content and characters is just, and putting it on a little cart. Like, let me check the gigabytes of Smash Brothers right now, and I do have like 3 DLCs. I don't know if they're included in the.
Yeah, the gigabytes like always really like surprised me for these games.
Yeah, and for Switch 2, they still carry that that spirit of just having these games just be tiny. Like 32 gigs.
So massive.
32 gigs for a console is fucking puny, and it's kind of embarrassing, right? But for Switch has 32 gigs. But like, if you're just going for exclusives, you'll be right. You'll be all good. Where can I find? I just forgot where to find the gigs, but basically, I think Smash is like, what the fuck? Data management. Let's have a look. This shit's incredible. Right, it's just loading. Like, I have a 1 terabyte SD. So do you know how like when I go to parties, I have like all my games downloaded. I have like a 1 terabyte SD card.
Yeah, that's for like having the power of God in your hand or something like that. It
literally is, yeah. I mean, it doesn't even fill up half of the SD card. I've gone way too crazy on it. It's insane. It's insane. Let's see how much Smash Brothers is. Smash Brothers. Oh, I'm just looking at all. Oh, here we go. It is 3.6 gig.
Like, come on, man.
That's insane, man. Like, what is going on here? Like on the.
I'm pretty sure Multiverses is like 3 times bigger than that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be wrong on that, but I bet Multiverses has more gigabytes.
Well, you look on even for just any game on, like, if you go to the PS5, just it's so easy to fill up your games. You fill up your storage, and the storage there is 500 and like 50, and it's so easy to fill it up. But I'm looking at my games now, and the most on Switch are like third parties, but you go straight to Switch, and it's like Splatoon's like 9.4 gig, and I think that's after all the updates. There's loads. Mario Odyssey's like 5.6.
Yeah, another great game, Mario Odyssey.
Mario
you
Odyssey.
can throw a hat on something, and then you get a completely different move set.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
The soundtrack.
The music in it is insane. It is.
You kind of get that with like every single 3D like Mario title now.
Yeah. I think you get that with most big dog Nintendo games. I'm not talking tiny dog. I'm talking big dog. Big dog, big bear. Right. The best soundtracks. I'm telling you now, Nintendo soundtrack. The freaking music teams are insane, over the top insane. I'm not gonna say they never miss or anything, but what the just just these soundtracks. It could be like an entirely different subject. Like all these games. Mario Wonder, Mario Party Jamboree, Mario fucking Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. That soundtrack's incredible. Mario Kart 8. Pikmin games have an amazing soundtrack. Oh my god.
Yep, you got Pikmin 4 on the Switch.
God. Oh, I can speak on that one. Let me speak on both Pikmin games. Pikmin 3 is my favorite game of all time. And yeah, it's a Wii U game, so we won't go into it too much since, it's not exactly a Switch game, but the best version is on Switch with all the extra content. I will make a video praising this game at some point in life for the channel, just because it's my favorite of all time, and I do feel like I can speak on it, unlike other things. Pikmin 4 is a Switch, made for Switch Pikmin game, and like Tears of the Kingdom and other games, the optimization just astounds me. The game somehow, one thing I really love Nintendo for is, apart from Tears of the Kingdom, when they make a sequel to a game, they don't just go like same but more. Do you know what I mean? Usually.
Right.
I don't think so. Do you know what I mean? Like Smash Brothers games, right? You could easily make a same but more, and you could argue they are that, but how I see it is Ultimate. I played the 3DS one, and the 3DS one was meant to be like basically like the same as the Wii U one, but like I see Ultimate as like a way different vibe and way different like level of quality and obviously content than 3DS, and like Splatoon games. Yeah, it's the same but more, but also not, because like they got entirely different vibes, entirely different like music styles to them. Like Splatoon 3 has like this really like violent rock kind of angle, and it's like in a wasteland, while Splatoon 2 is more like summer vibes, I think. I don't know how to describe Splatoon 2's, but it's more saturated and bright colors. Obviously 3D Mario games take that philosophy, don't they? Like Mario 3D World's like a linear Mario game, and then they go to Mario Odyssey, just like sprawling and whatever, which doesn't make them better or worse than each other. I think maybe I like 3D World better than Mario Odyssey. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But they're definitely similar in terms of the levels of quality. And I just, when going back to Pikmin, Pikmin 4 is so different to Pikmin 3. If Pikmin 4 was just Pikmin 3 but more, I would have been sufficed. But I really dig that they went the extra mile and just made it so different, but also not making it so different that it's basically like, oh, this game's just a different game now. Like, it's unrecognizable. Like, it's got like the camera, right? In Pikmin games before 4, the camera is like just top down, like top, like it's like a board game. You like look up from down. You're like bird's eye view from the sky on your character. In Pikmin 4, you can do that, but you can seamlessly move the camera like to the back of yourself, so you can see forwards in front of yourself. Like seamlessly. It's not like a switch. It's just, do you know how like you move a camera in a game, right?
Yeah.
You move a camera in Pikmin 4. You move it up, it goes right above you, like the traditional Pikmin camera.
Oh, that's cool.
But if you go down, it moves it right behind you, which sounds like a radical camera system, but they've designed the game to work for it. And in Pikmin 4, yeah, there's no jump button, but you have like climbing frames now. The dog does fucking everything, and there's just way more Pikmin types that just open up exploration, like the ice Pikmin, how they can freeze any lake as long as you have the correct amount. There is so much to Pikmin 4 that makes it so different. And while I don't think it's as good as Pikmin 3, and there's stuff there's so much content in it, and there's so much to do. And the graphics, like, yeah, there's jagged edges everywhere, and it's got a stable frame rate, and the environments are so big, and the level of detail is insane. Like, Pikmin games try and replicate real life, and they do it really well. I think Pikmin 3 does it flawlessly. Pikmin 4 carries this on, but like in these way huger environments, and and the ones later into late game are so sprawling. They floored me with a lot of features in that game. And how is the Switch at this point still doing this? You know what I mean? It's like at that point, and I completed it in like 2 days. I was just that into it. It's just insane.
Wow.
And it's a lot of content too. Unlike a lot of Nintendo games, you're not done with this game in like a sitting, like 6 hours. This game's got a lot of content. It's got an entire huge post game. It's just insane. It's just amazing. I have qualms with it, but overall I couldn't have been happier and more impressed. But yeah, that's my take on Pikmin 4.
Another game, Animal Crossing New Horizons. I think it's a lot different than its other titles.
Yeah, that's the same.
You're on an island.
Yeah, that's the philosophy, isn't it? Like carrying it on. You know, we're not just gonna do the same but more. You know, we're not gonna Call of Duty you. We're gonna it's been so long. Here's something different that it doesn't stray too far away. You know, I love that.
What about Luigi's Mansion 3? Because I haven't played the second game.
Oh my god! I played the second game on 3DS. I didn't finish it, and I liked it. That's irrelevant. But 3 is very different to 2. But right, okay. 3 is like the best looking game on the Switch, hands down. Just hands down.
I remember him using his vacuum thing to suck up stuff, and you can see the curtains moving and stuff so well.
Wait, have you played it?
I've seen gameplay of it.
Yeah, it's so. It sometimes, no joke, looks like a Pixar movie. Sometimes, certain camera angles, certain bits do look like. Obviously, if you look hard enough, it isn't an unparalleled, untouchable thing. It all runs at 30 frames, but even so, when you run around as Luigi, he wobbles in a weird certain way that feels so. I don't want to say realistic, but it's strange, right? It's you can feel the weight of his backpack on him just by watching how he runs, and you're the game is just so tight. And I said this to Jensen once, friend of the channel, again, but I wish the PS5 had a game where it was like Luigi's Mansion 3, where the game was in rooms, right? Like Luigi's Mansion 3, you go into different rooms, and the rooms are just so unbelievably detailed because it can run. Luigi's Mansion 3's rooms aren't incredibly detailed, but they look pristine, and it's obviously because they're small rooms that the Switch can run, right? That game's probably got the best optimization ever, though. It's just it is just insane. The graphics are insane, and I do think the adventure is a bit too short, but I love the campaign. It's really fun. The boss fights, I think, if I remember, are quite fun. The battle system's really fun. They added a slam feature, and it's just so good. Never gets old. It's the same move you do over and over again, yet it never gets old. Have you seen that? Where you pull enough ghosts and then you press the A button to just whack them, slam them behind yourself into other ghosts.
I have seen that.
It's so good. And then the Luigi kind of puzzles. I genuinely, going into it, thought that would be a really cheap gimmick, but they go really hard with it, and it's this is amazing. And the fact that you can do 2-player the whole game with one person being Luigi is awesome. I don't know, that game is awesome. I forgot about that. I can't wait for Luigi's Mansion 4. They will do it. We'll get onto the Switch 2 section at the end, but damn, just damn, damn. Dude,
yeah,
Mario.
Some of these games. There's still more. There's
loads. Yeah.
There's Mario Bros. Wonder.
Oh, dude. That game is incredible, and the graphics are pristine. In Luigi's Mansion 2, it's you can look for stuff. Mario Wonder is I swear, tailor made for the Switch. The graphics are actually good, amazingly good. It's not knock your socks off kind of graphics. It's graphics that look so solid, and the design is so solid, and so that game's amazing. An amazing 2D platformer.
And there's still games coming out for the Switch
Oh yeah, and they've got more announced too.
Well, I mean,
like,
there's
go,
Metroid Prime 4
Yeah.
and Tamagotchi Life as well.
Rhythm Heaven. Oh, Rhythm Heaven! I can't wait for Rhythm Heaven. That Rhythm Heaven, man. I'm telling you now, Finn, you'll love Rhythm Heaven. I think you'd like Tamagotchi Life more, and I'll be getting Tamagotchi Life easily.
I've never seen anything about the game.
What, Tamagotchi Life or Rhythm Heaven?
Tamagotchi Life.
Tamagotchi Life, dude. You're gonna see it everywhere. If Nintendo plays their cards right with that sequel, you will see it everywhere. I saw it everywhere. I saw the first game everywhere on my feeds when it came out.
I'm looking at the games right now. There's Mario Maker 2.
Oh, that's one of the few Nintendo games I've sold. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really good. It's basically like just perfect, except for like, okay, making the courses isn't that comfortable with a controller, and the screen, my fingers are too fat for this fucking screen, right? You need a pen. and you do have a pen on the Switch, but the pen isn't like the DS style. The Switch's got a point to it. It's like a thick thing. It's not perfect to build courses, but to play them is great. Searching for the courses is a bit of a pain still. But I only just got rid of it because I wanted to get Mario Wonder. And I thought, you know what? I'll probably have more fun with Mario Wonder. Just because it looks, it's more curated. And that was exactly it. And I don't really regret it. If Mario Maker 3, happens on Switch 2, we'll get to that eventually. We need to just build... I need to not jump, but...
Well,
anyway,
yeah. I think that's pretty much most of the games I can think of.
I mean, some honorable mentions, I guess, from me. Metroid Prime Remastered. Graphics just, 60 and fully amazing. Like, that's just incredible. Amazing game. It's amazing. I can't go into too much detail because, well, one, I haven't finished it. I'm stuck on the game. Like, genuinely. It's fucking annoying. Backtracking is quite annoying, but it looks and plays amazingly. Metroid Dread I have finished and I absolutely adore. Metroid Dread is amazing. Did you see me try and beat the boss? At the party? Metroid Dread has like my favorite kind of difficulty level. Where it's like, it's not nail-bitingly hard, but you gotta pay attention. Do you know what I mean? To like all the enemy attacks and whatever. You can easily die in the game, but I love it. That game I need to replay. I mean, it's short, but it's just so freaking sick. Metroid Dread is so sick. I hope they do another 2D Metroid game, because that was amazing. I'm not kidding. If you get that game, you're not going to be disappointed, unless you're the creator of God of War, David Jaffe. He was disappointed with it. He said the game had Bush League game design. I don't know what that means.
No, I don't know either.
I looked it up, and it still didn't come with any results. Bush League game design. Emio the Smiling Man is one I think is terribly underrated, though I think it's because it's like...
Is that a Nintendo game?
Yeah, that's a Nintendo game. That's a Nintendo licensed PEGI 18 game.
Oh, I see it.
And I have played through the whole thing, and it deserves its rating. There's a lot of games where I see the rating, it doesn't deserve it. That game does. That's not my biggest compliment, though. I think the friggin' story knocked me off. I was like, and there's a post-game prize thing. This is, by the way, just a reminder, this is like a visual novel kind of game. And the post-game, there's a post kind of thing you get after the mystery. And it is amazing. If you want a fantastic detective game, I think...
Is it like Ace Attorney?
I haven't played Ace Attorney, but I'm guessing maybe. It's like... It's not like you... Like, what? How involved is Ace Attorney as like a game? Because then that'll kind of tell me.
You like go to the crime scene and stuff.
Is it like you don't...
Like, ask
you just
people
like follow
questions.
Yeah, that is basically like that. You ask people questions, but you have to ask them the right questions in Emio the Smiling Man. The mystery to it is amazing. I just dig it so hard. The music is also...
I had no idea this was a Nintendo title. I thought it was like a partner thing.
No, this is in-house Nintendo.
So it's just like a completely different, like, new...
No. It's a sequel to Famicom Detective Club. But you're not faltered for thinking that, because It's a sequel like 30 years in the making. Not in the making, but like
Wow.
it's been a 30-year gap, I think. Wait a minute. The gap between Famicom detective games. Yeah, it is. They Nintendo remade the first 2 games, but the first 2 games came out in the 80s on the NES. From what I gather. So, this is like a sequel to something from the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System days. Quite insane that they bring something back like that and go so hard. And it is sad that it didn't earn too much, but I hope to do a sequel. And I hope they go this mature, because I think you need more mature stories like that. You know what I mean? Stuff that really goes into it. I'm not going to spoil anything, because that's like the whole point of these games, that you kind of follow the story, right? But, you know, they go places and it's like, yep. And it deserves to. It's not like forced. You know, it's not forced. It's great. Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is amazing. One of those masterpiece games. It's amazing. Paper Mario is like a name. Sounds like such a cash grab, doesn't it? Oh, he's paper now, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. The graphics, the music. And obviously we'll talk about the remake. You know, on Switch. I think the only thing I didn't like was like kind of something that happens in the ending. But overall, I thought it's just amazing. Super Mario RPG, same kind of thing. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. You didn't play this.
Oh yeah.
You didn't play this too much, did you?
No.
Well, I loved it, though I hated what everybody else hates about the game. You know, that it's not canon, and I won't go further than that. But apart from it not being canon, I think it's freaking sick.
And they're doing another one.
They are doing another one. We'll... In a minute.
I'm hungry.
In a minute. Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3. It's really sad how much this one did not sell. But what an insane game, right? Bayonetta 3 is fucking sane. If you look at the gameplay, it just looks like a fat mess of shit, but trust me, if you play it, you get it, right? Like, you don't know what you're in for. And me just saying this does not convey how crazy, right? In the game, the whole gimmick, you know, like, Bayonetta 3 is another, like, sequel where it's like, we're not just going to do this, you know, Bayonetta 2, but more. We're going to do, you know, make it, yeah, like, it's the same, like, level by level thing, but there's, like, a gimmick in it that kind of changes the way the battles work, and there's loads of customization, okay, here's the new gimmick in it, which is so fun. So in the game, it's, like, about combos and stuff, but in the game, you can summon gigantic monsters on the playing field at any time. Like, in real time, you can just summon them at any point. But the only thing that is, like, the counter, like, the thing that you... The drawback is that you're a sitting duck, basically. You're, like, naked. Like, you can't really... You're, like, vulnerable. Like, your actual character running around is vulnerable. And you also simultaneously control your character and the monster. Which is huge, by the way. Godzilla huge. Like, on the playing field.
Oh,
and there's
cool.
multiple of them. There's, like, a giant spider. There's a giant train. There's a giant Godzilla-esque thing. There's a giant frog that sings and makes people sleep. There's just so much shit, right? And you can combine your powers, and you can also become a train yourself. You can jump, you can float like a butterfly, or like ride it. You can be the train and ride, and you can customize yourself to just such an nth degree to make you, like, basically have the moveset that you'd prefer. You know cool. how Bayonetta has, like, feet on her, like, guns on her feet and hands, right?
Yeah.
You can customize what guns are on the feet and the hands, and what in your is it a melee weapon? Is it a gun? You know, what the fuck? There's just a level of customization that's so it's just insane. And, you know, you got all this, and there's and some of the level, and, you know, the levels just go they're so over the top. You know, 1 minute you're fighting, but then the next minute you're doing a puzzle, and then the next minute it's like a gun shooter, then the next minute you're fighting. The game could have been non-stop fighting, but it just goes insane. I think
Sounds
the
fun.
ending, it is. I think the ending is a bit questionable, but at the same time, I could not care less about the fucking story of a Bayonetta game, right? I would say I'd recommend, if anybody wanted to try Bayonetta, I'd probably start Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 2 is better than 3, but 3's undeniable, like, craziness is so impressive. And how the fuck does that run on the Switch, right? I don't see anything like that on the PS5, you know? I don't see anything going that crazy, you know, where you're like just micromanaging these things, but then there's loads of enemies on screen, and yet they're trying to kind of go for 60, but it's not quite working. Do you know what I mean? Not that I don't want games to target 60 and not quite get it. That's its problem. But I mean, it's playable. I played it till the end, and I fucking loved it. And there's so much content, like challenges. If you want to have an easy time, you can do that. The difficulty's quite good. I didn't feel like hold handy, but it was good. It's just insane. I dug it so. It's so good. I was just right. Any other honorable mentions?
Can't think of that many more games.
Mario Party Jamboree we can kind of touch on. I mean, we kind of touched on before, but I didn't think the previous, like, there's 3 Mario Parties that came out on Switch, and I thought Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars, I thought the content, when they came out and reviews came out, I thought the content sounded super lacking. Like what, 4 boards each, and
yeah,
it's mostly the content's just kind of like packed with like mini game modes that you probably only try once. Mario Party Jamboree is the first one where I'm like, dude, I need to get this game. It has like 7 boards to it, and like 3 of them are the only ones that are like remakes, and the rest are unique. They're really fun.
Yeah, there's like a mall.
Yeah, the mall I think might be my favorite. It's also a vibe. The music's insane. Just wow. And the extra modes, like the rhythm game, the flying school one I didn't quite care for, where you have to fly like a paratrooper or whatever, collect things. And the online mode. Well, you can play everything online, which is amazing. But I played the Koopathlon like quite a bit, which is basically like a sort of battle royale Mario Party, where and the mini games are like tailored to it, and they're all about collecting coins. I found that so fun, and getting to that last lap is it makes things so heated. So fun. Samba de Amigo isn't made by Nintendo, but the version on Nintendo Switch is probably the best one. I haven't played the others, but I don't know how I'd feel about playing the game in VR. When it's not shaking. I'm looking at gameplay. It doesn't look like it's shaking. It looks like it's matching or whatever. And you can play it on like phones and Apple Macs and iPhones. But what's the fun in playing Samba de Amigo?
Wow.
Yeah, but what's the point in playing Samba de Amigo with like buttons or like whatever? You just want to shake that shit, right? And on Switch, you shake that shit, right? You play. What are your thoughts on Samba de Amigo as a game when you played it? Because I can't stop bringing it.
Well, I mean, I was more worried about the forfeit. I was kind of like living in fear playing it.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
The forfeit.
Yeah, the forfeits. You added forfeits to it.
I did forfeits. I don't get what. Why? What the idea?
So like whoever would lose, it'd like have like this spinning wheel thing.
Oh yeah. I hate when people are getting awkward. Yeah, that's an amazing mode where the game dares you to do shit. Obviously the game doesn't make
go
you
on the floor and bark and stuff like that.
The game doesn't make you lick a turd or anything, because it's like
but it should. Maybe people would actually take it seriously then.
Maybe, but it is sad when you play with people and they play the game and they're like getting really awkward about barking like a dog, or like
I mean,
lying on the floor. Yeah, or like I think one of them was what was it? Be on the floor and like act like a crab or something. I don't know. It was like, but like Freya took it like a champ. Like, she just did it. So it's like you got to play with the right crowd, really. But and and also you don't play with someone who takes it too seriously when they see that they got 0 points.
Oh yeah, I know the guy.
0. Dude, right, okay. But, you know, the game... I fucking love Samba de Amigo. What? It's just so good. If they don't make another, I'd be so upset. But I still play this one. And I bought some DLC for it when it was on sale. And I just love it so much. It's so fun. Probably one of my favorite party games. And it is sad that some people can't get... Like Pikmin, it's kind of one of those where if you don't get the controls, it's going to be really hard to get them. Like, we had a friend who just could not understand or comprehend what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? And also, I keep putting it on, like, max difficulty, but I don't think it's fun if you don't put it on max difficulty, is it? You've never experienced it not on max difficulty. I love it, bro. It's so good.
Well, let's finish off on... I mean...
Just a minute.
Oh, right,
just
right.
double check. Double check if there's anything else. I think that's it. To talk about anything else would be, like, third parties, and I haven't got too many games that I don't like on my Switch. I got loads of games, but I don't. You know, I look at reviews. You know, it's kind of crucial with the Switch to look at reviews of how a game runs before you get it.
Well, anyways, I think I'm very happy to own a Switch.
Wait, we got one last thing we got to touch on. Is
Right.
Switch Online.
Ugh.
I know.
I actually hate owning a Switch.
We can't avoid it, right? Because it would be unfair.
There's the whole trying to like get people to accept friend requests, and you have to send a code. What is going on with that?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all of that. I mean, Switch Online is probably the second biggest disappointment of the Switch. I think the Joy-Con drift's the biggest, but and you know, about Joy-Con just kind of malfunctioning. But the Switch Online is quite sad.
There's not parties, and they only just discovered like voice chats,
and that's
on Switch too.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why they can't do it on the Switch, but because apparently it does take resources to do voice chat and whatever. But I mean, I think the phone thing was a slap in the face. Like, why even bother having that as a thing? Like, that's an excuse. You might as well just not have it. But then again, you know, voice chat does work on Switch, on like Fortnite. So they could always still...
tried that on Fortnite.
I used to play Fortnite on Switch. Fucking God rest my soul. Okay.
I swear to God, Fortnite's like 100 gigs now. How are you?
Let me see. Well, see, Fortnite on the Switch runs like shit. Like, it ran bad when it came out, but only on like the first few minutes of the match. So when you'd go down, you'd like glitch through the floor for about 10 minutes, like not 10 minutes, like a minute while the terrain loads, right? So you're not able to collect any loot as the land loads. So it's until the thing loads, you know, while everybody else on other platforms is fucking raking it in with other guns and stuff and building and whatever. You know, yeah, you're basically like, you know, that's it. But now I tried playing Fortnite again, and it is way worse. It's way worse. I think all the updates just do not match. I played Lego Fortnite on it. You know, when we were in, you know, when the friend group was playing Lego Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
And doing the stuff. I actually really liked that there was a Switch version, you know, so that you can, because there's cross save and cross play and whatever. So I can just jump into my Switch and, you know, play in bed, building in our world, right? I like that. You know? And it worked for the most part, but it, you know, there was a lot of frame skips and it was just not. I don't know. There was a point where it kept logging me out. It was just. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of there. Yeah, so there we go. Rest my soul on that one. But let's have a look at how big Fortnite is on the Switch, just out of interest. Before we.
All I know is that I need to have like 100 gigs to have Fortnite.
Yeah, that is like on modern consoles and probably PC. 100 gigs is like. Yeah, now it is right. On Fortnite, it's 16.2 gigs.
Wow, they like really squeezed that game in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta remember the Switch's actual total in like total storage in the base model is 32 gigs, so they can't go crazy. Otherwise, they literally lose out on everyone who plays it. Because most of the people playing will be kids, and kids can't be probably buying SD cards, right? I'm guessing, unless I just completely off the mark there, but whatever, right? Switch Online. Few last markers about it. I do think that its cost, and what you get does match now, but for a long time it really didn't, right? Yeah. I can safely say I get my use out of it. Like out of the, Switch, Nintendo Music thing's part of it, that's cool, You can get extra profile pictures, though I do think that that's kind of artificially locking it behind. They could have easily given that to everyone, but it's kind of behind Switch Online. Switch Plus expansion pack wasn't worth it at launch, but now I think it probably is. I think it's worth it, especially if you don't have the DLCs and stuff, and especially when the Switch 2 comes out, because you'll be getting GameCube games and the Switch upgrades, though people could have had those for free.
Yeah.
I think the exclusive offers is hilarious because they basically have got rid of the only one, which was the voucher system. Which is the one where they recently, like only a couple months ago, got rid of it, where you could buy 2 Switch games. You could even a pre-order, and you could knock off like 20 quid off. Which sounds nice, but they've got rid of it now, so it's not nice anymore.
Do you mean the token thing, where like you buy a game and you get tokens?
Yeah, it's like
they've got rid of that.
Yeah, and they've got rid of gold points. They got rid of gold points. So if you spend yours, do you still have gold points?
I think I spent all of mine on the last game that I got.
Well, good, because they're, I think, expiring soon.
No, that was so good though.
That was good.
You could get a game for free. You could get like 10 quid off a game.
Yeah, I don't know why. Apart from greed, I don't know why you'd get rid of that. That's really. And it's not even, you wouldn't even get that much. Like, a game would give you 50p or something. If you got a brand new, game, you basically, 50 quid game, you get 50p.
Yeah, I was spending those gold coins on the Sans Me costume for Smash Bros.
I just knocked it off stuff automatically just because, like, why not? It's just fun. You still have platinum points, which gets you, like, merchandise for free, which is nice that they still have that. But I doubt only I'm the one using it in this entire country. Like, I don't know. I don't hear about this at all yet. They still do it, and I have got some free stuff from it. Like, that's outside of the system, really. That's kind of more of a service thing, and that's not online. You don't need Switch Online to get platinum points. But, it's nice that I got, like, notebooks from there for free. So, okay, cool. And, if you get orders more than 20 quid, you can get free postage. So if I'm buying something anyway, why not get a fucking notepad? Why not, right? Or Animal Crossing fucking wrapping paper or something. Or Wario tape. I gave someone Wario tape for Christmas. That's where I got that
Hell
from.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I got Jensen Wario tape. That's where I got that from. That's what they did. Wario fucking tape. It's amazing.
It's the thought that counts.
It is the thought that counts. I wonder where that Wario tape is now.
You should put it on his bass guitar.
He should.
That would go so hard.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I guess that's enough of Switch Online. I don't, it does show its worth, but I think I would rather buy the game separately. What they offer on that subscription service.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It isn't the best experience to like play with your friends online on that.
No, I'd say the only games that I've had great time, like a good time with, is Splatoon and Mario Kart. But the rest, I mean, it varies tremendously.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers is fucking abysmal.
Oh my god.
Like that's the worst. And
it's like chore. It's a chore to get like a private game going.
We had so much fun playing Smash Brothers online. But like, some days, it's like, something that we would be playing all the time, but that kind of thing puts you off. seeing a slideshow really puts you the fuck off, right? You don't just want to jump. We did play it a lot, but that's just because Smash Brothers is amazing, right? That's nothing. That's just the game pulling the heavy, doing the heavy lifting. But when you're just about to clutch and it's just the slowest piece of shit ever, this ain't no chess game, okay? I don't need to think. I need to just act, right? Just let me spam my fucking spiky ball sacks, right? It's just, come on, man. It sucks. Mario Wonders online features cool. That works, I guess, but it's not like you're playing alongside. You are, but it works like Dark Souls. Short answer, like whatever. Playing the fucking old games online is a chore, but also it kind of worked for us with the N64. It wasn't too bad, was it? We played N64 for a little bit.
Yeah.
When we got that special offer for expansion pack. If they increase the expansion pack price, I'd never get it. There's no even reason to get it, to be honest. Because I think at the moment, that price is good now, especially after GameCube games and whatever.
It will probably get increased.
I'm not going.
It's a possibility.
There's no chance to carry on with it. It is a possibility. I mean, they've been increasing a lot. I don't think for any good reason, but if they keep the price the same, I'd renew expansion pack. Or if they do that special offer again, do you know where it's like you buy it and you give it to a friend? We obviously just share the fucking cost.
Yeah.
For both of us, and it's worked out. But if it goes up from its price now, I mean, there's no point. You just might as well go. If you need online, you just get the base one, which is quite cheap. If they increase that's sad. I think that is worth it. But the online experience is quite terrible on certain games.
Well, we'll end on the online stuff.
Yeah. Yes, we will. So, are we on the hopes for the future section, do you think?
What hopes for the Switch 2?
For Switch 2, right? Now, it's a reminder, I am getting it, but most people will not be. Finn won't be. Finn will be trying it out.
I am
too.
Will
be trying out, but bro, I mean, it's not even like Christmas or Thanksgiving. We don't even celebrate that shit. Or even even if you don't get it at Christmas, I mean, even if it was reasonably priced, I mean, getting anything that expensive in the middle of the year, I mean, is quite a thing.
Yeah.
That being said, if people complain about the prices, fucking let them. Fucking let them. I don't know why some people even come out of the woodwork to even give rebuttals. Like, why? Just let these people complain. Are you literally asking to not have people complain? Complaints are better than compliments. Let me just tell you that, okay? Complaints are very important, and I'd rather people didn't come out of the woodwork to go, oh, well, if you look at the 90s, well, if you look at the Stone Age, So, there's a lot of controversies with the Switch 2. It's definitely hampered excitement a little bit, but, in terms of, like, the vibe. Like, in Switch 1, the hype levels for me, I think they were quite great. I think that it was handled really well, all the games announced and all this stuff. But the Switch 2, the presentation was really good. Everyone was hyped. I think you were just seeing in real time people's interest with the Switch 2, right? It like peaked with the fucking announcements and the trailers and stuff, and then it just plummeted straight after. Once people found out the prices, right? You could see it in real time, and that's just bad PR. That is bad public relation, And hopes for the Switch 2. Well, I mean, I just hope the Joy-Cons are way more robust this time. They look.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look
I think
way
the buttons
better.
are bigger as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they just.
Which is good for me.
Nintendo basically realized that no one wants to put those like black, things on. The wrist straps. They just realized no one puts that shit on.
Yeah.
Right? So they basically have been like, well, how about we just make the buttons bigger, built in, instead. And then
I'm thankful for because
100%,
I could cover all four buttons with my thumb.
Yeah. Yes. Can I do that? No, I can't. But just about. My fingers are tiny, but I Oh yeah, I forgot to do this complaint, which I hope the Switch 2's ergonomics will kind of cure. Is even though I have like small fingers, I have found that like the Switch does give me like pins and needles or cramps when I play it for way too long on the tablet. Like, and I know why. It's because it gives you so much room for your fingers, and not in a good way. It's like your fingers are left hanging, you know. And it's like that is not good. And I know the Switch 2 probably will not fix this because it is still like a slab. And I even got grips for my Switch now. Like my old Switch, I've got grips for it. Just when I'm getting the new one, but I do plan on like taking this one to like holidays abroad. I don't like taking expensive stuff. So taking my older Switch to stuff, you know, it's like more out of home. But whatever. That's just me being paranoid. But I hope that it's more robust. I hope Joy-Con drift is never a thing. Ever. Ever. Just
we'll see.
It shouldn't be. If it is, I mean, that's just the worst thing ever. And, you know, I did buy the Pro Controller for the Switch 2, so again, you know, like this, I will be mostly playing on Pro Controller. So my chances of getting Joy-Con drift, even if it was an issue, would be lowered, but it shouldn't be that way, you know, you shouldn't worry about that shit. Another hope for it, well, I hope they do more upgrades for games, because they've announced loads. They've got loads of free ones and some paid ones. Have you seen the footage for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?
No.
They've just released gameplay for it. I'm gonna send you a link. I think I had a theory. I think this kind of just a sec. You're gonna love this, right? Right. Oh shit! I've accidentally pressed on DaVinci Resolve. Right. Check this video out. You can skip to the comparison, but they're doing an update for Scarlet and Violet, right? And they finally released like gameplay footage of it. Do you remember how Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was just notoriously running like a terrible piece of shit, right?
Oh, it's like that copy of Zelda, that game.
Yeah, it's exactly like that, right? But like, the game came out basically unfinished, let's be honest, right? And now it's like, oh, this is like playable.
Let's have a look.
More than playable, I think.
Yeah, the frame rate's
cool.
better. There's a lot more Pokemon about.
Just doesn't look like shit.
The lighting as well.
Yeah. No, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was broken. Just broken upon release, you know?
Damn.
Yeah. But do you know what? That made me theorize that... I mean, well, I was watching Digital Foundry, right? And this is where you can get all the great scoops, right? On the Switch 2's chip, right? There's a year of 2021 on it. Meaning they've been developing it way earlier, right? For a long time. And there's loads of these like updates, and you know, Tears of the Kingdom, pretty impressive, and all the I think it's kind of obvious that the Switch 2 was meant to come out way earlier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Way earlier. I'm talking 2021 or 2, right? The
Thank
power
God,
at the time, yeah, like like straight after, yeah. Like the power would have looked really impressive for that time. Like people aren't impressed with it now. Well, what the Switch 2 has to offer. But I think for that time it would have been, you know. And also the games that came out for the Switch, right? Like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming out completely like unoptimized and broken, basically. They were probably planning that to be a Switch 2 game, right? Pokemon games released every year. You know, I reckon that's what they were doing. And then and then Tears of the Kingdom. You know, that's another game where, yeah, it's optimized amazingly for Switch, but I reckon they probably wanted to do another Breath of the Wild where it'd be like split between 2 consoles.
Yeah.
I think it's just way too obvious that that's the case. You know, there's like, you look at this side by side and you're like, yeah, you know, this is like supposed to come out way earlier. And then Splatoon 3, and also, You got Pikmin 4, Splatoon 3. You got these big ass games, big numbered Nintendo games coming out in that post 2020 part of life. And it's like, wow, they got such big numbered games so late in the Switch's life. I reckon they were meant for Switch 2. I have a strange inkling feeling, right? But anyway, that was just a tangent. I wanted to go on and go back to it. For the Switch 2,
here's my proposal.
Okay, let's hear it.
My first complaint about the Switch was the boring menu.
Yeah.
How about they steal what PlayStation took away from PS4 and they bring themes, Nintendo themes?
This is something everyone's asking for. Well, not everyone, but like a lot more people are asking for it now.
Give me like a Donkey Kong Bonanza thing.
Yeah, they don't have an excuse not to have a theme for Switch 2. Like, I don't think they have that excuse this time around. The menu is disappointing. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but like, after closer inspection, it's less lame than. But like, come on, man. It's like Nintendo's one of like the most richest companies in Japan. I think it's the richest company in Japan now. And like the menu's just kind of like the same but more. The kind of thing I'm talking that I think Nintendo does the best at. They've just done with the menu. And while the icons have like better sounds and if you connect your Joy-Cons, it makes like an instrument. So like, do you know how like from left to right you can make a little tune? Like all this shit. Like, yeah, it's all cute, but why not some obvious themes, right? This, I think they will introduce themes. There's no reason why they couldn't, right?
It would work so well.
I'd pay for it separately. I wouldn't fucking pay online for it. Come on, right? Let me pay for them separately. Let me pay you a $5 for a theme, right? Just to stylize my Switch. And I saw someone say, why are people asking for something that people will only look at for 20 seconds before they get into an actual fucking game? When people were asking for it. And, okay, this guy has a good point, but just fucking shut your mouth, okay? The company is like the best, doing the best it's ever done in life, right? And it's going to continue its kind of trajectory of success, right? Even if the Switch 2 doesn't work out, which I mean it is working out so far, but that's just the pre-orders. You don't know about Christmas time or anything like that. It could be a failure. But, well, it's a lot of consoles I've sold already, so it's not really a thing. Whatever. They can fall back on the Switch 1, and they already are kind of with the announcements, right? They've got 2026 games still being made for it. And I'm sure that, if they made a 2D Mario game, right? They could well make one that was on both. Though I don't think they should, and I don't think they wouldn't. They could do it, right? They could just save themselves easily. And also, they're so rich, and they got a Mario movie 2 coming out that's going to make like a more $1 billion. It's going to make so much money, right? Legend of Zelda movie, so much money. There's a lot of money printers, and they got a lot of goodwill with a lot of people, even after all this. So there is no excuses for Nintendo not to listen to people if they have a struggle with something. I would love. I miss everything about the 3DS. I've been listening to like the eShop music. Because 3DS and 2DS had eShop music. And like, why don't they just reuse Nintendo Sound Department and just like put some eShop music in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what are they doing? Why is it deafening silence? I don't get it. You know what though? I understand it. I do understand it, and it's because I see some people. It's a minority, but I do see some people saying, having the opinion. I saw it on some stuff. Well, I'm glad that I don't listen to annoying music while I peruse stuff. I want silence. Like that's just one guy, but
there's that option to just turn down the music anyways. You can do it on PS.
That is true. Yeah. Why don't options? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why you can't just have music for the people like me and you that want that shit, and There's no excuses, really. You're right. No. Even I was just about to make an excuse, but it was just so shit that you just debunked it. Yeah. No excuses. You know, I for the Switch 2, I hope they fucking stop the game key card thing way sooner. Have you heard about this? You know,
I mean, yeah, we had a whole snip.
We did. Yeah, we had a snippets episode about it's Superman impresses, Doom doesn't. For more info on Doom doing the same thing, but this game keycard thing needs to stop. You know, Nintendo should have been here ready with different cards of different sizes. You know, it's a bit embarrassing. You know, I just don't get it. Why do we live in a world where Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S isn't physically on its card? It's embarrassing. They better sort that shit out. It better be a, you know, launch thing only, and then as it goes, we just kind of, you know, get them out, you know, kind of slowly ease them out. One thing that's interesting about the Switch that, you know, it's more expensive to do a card, from my understanding, than like a disc on PlayStation, right? But it's interesting that with the card you can just like put the game in and it works, right? But with PS5 you have to like copy the game. I mean, it's obviously because these games are way bigger.
Yeah.
And you know, the max gigabytes on a card is 64, so it's quite hard to manufacture. But why there's so many game key cards? I mean, I just get it on PS5. You know, I want to own my games. I want to put them on physical, especially when they're big, right? You know, I don't mind not having Deltarune on physical because it's like 20 quid and it's, you know, small, and also I just want to play that shit. But Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, you know, really? I don't, you know. And it's, you know, I want more upgrade paths for Switch 2. There are upgrade paths on certain games, but I don't get why third parties aren't doing it. It's just, you know, like Sonic X Shadow Generations. If you have the Switch version, you can't upgrade. You have to buy the game again. There's just loads of stuff that you want. You know, I had, you know, I think don't increase the online price. I hope the exclusives just keep on rocking. You know, keep on going for it. You know, it's easy to see, you know, like Sony, right? Sony should have just kept on rocking through the PS4 generation with their exclusives. But like in PS5 they just dropped off, you know, with the exclusives. You know, just because they all went to do live service stuff. And look where it got them, really. I mean, do you think it's got them far? Do you think they're way further than before in business after this? You know, having to cancel Concord after a week, refund everyone. You know.
The only reason I know about Concord is because it was cancelled.
Yeah. Well, thing is though, yeah. You know, as long as Nintendo keeps doing the exclusive thing, they'll be trucking along fine. And also, I hope not any more games are, you know, 75 quid or $80.
We'll
no
see.
More games, right?
10 years time.
They will 100% make another game like that price, right? But I hope
could
they
be...
just never again.
What's a game that's as big as Mario Kart?
Smash Brothers, easily.
Oh, yeah, they do that for Smash.
Yeah, for Smash. And then 3D Mario, maybe not so much. Because 3D Mario didn't sell as much as Zelda. Zelda, definitely. I see Zelda doing
I reckon, that. Yeah, 3D Mario will probably just be like Bonanza.
I hope so. Because I think Bonanza looks just as big as a Mario Odyssey. We'll see.
Yeah.
They haven't released much info, but it looks awesome.
I mean, the games they've announced already, I'm looking at the posters for them as well, compared to the past games. Like, they look like...
They're good.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like so much more...
Yeah.
Like, detailed in the posters.
Right, I have to... You know, for the Nintendo Switch 2, I just love how, you know, while they're still rocking Mario in the world till the end of time, I do love how they're pushing expression more than before, right? Like Mario Wonder, it's all like, or you know, Mario, like if you compare it to like Mario Kart 8 to Mario Kart World, I will, you know, play Mario Kart 8, you know, in preparation. All the animations look way stiffer than Mario Kart World. In Mario Kart World, it's all like feels way more alive. and they're pushing more, and everyone's more stylized. Not like it's not like just stock Mario. It's like everyone's like a cartoon. It's cool. It's cool stuff. I just hope they do more of that. I also hope for exclusives that they don't do I know you'll feel different to this, but I hope they don't do another Breath of the Wild type game for Zelda. And I don't mean throw the idea out the window. I mean just go do something new. You know what I mean? Like new graphics, new stuff to match the power of the Switch 2.
New map.
Well,
like
that would help.
completely new
I'd still buy
environment.
it. I would still buy it with a new map but I just mean make it like, just
A different
make
link and everything like that.
maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'm ready for a new one.
But I still do want them to keep some stuff from those games.
Well, I hope so too. I think, and they'll absolutely do it, because even though whenever they've reiterated, they've kept stuff like, like Skyward Sword, right? Oh, I love Skyward Sword, bro. Skyward Sword, right? That was the first Zelda to have like a stamina feature, and that kept to Breath of the Wild, and there was climbing in that game, and then it has Skies, which came to Tears of the Kingdom. I hope to just go with a new Link, new graphics, go away from the pastel patterns, which I like, but I just want something new.
Dark,
right?
Make it dark and medieval.
Yeah, more realistic. Go for it. Just go for it. I think
different art style.
I think they should go straight to realism. Not because realistic is just better automatically, just because I think it would be sick. Imagine, right? You look at something that looks gold, and it actually looks like gold, shiny gold, right? Like, imagine that. In Zelda games, I can't think in my mind when something looks like an actual shiny piece of gold. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they don't use gold in Zeldas.
Yeah, no,
rupees.
But no, I mean in like on chests and stuff, or like just structures.
Yeah.
Like I can't picture in my mind something that looks shiny in the Breath of the Wild games or anything, right? I want it to feel, when you're in a castle, I want to see like, like stuff and be like, that's shiny as fuck. The ray tracing in this game is insane. Something like that. Like I want more. I think they can head for realism now with the power.
But not like Ubisoft's realism.
Not Ubisoft. No, well, Ubisoft realism isn't really realism. Let's be honest, right?
I mean, have you seen that like video that like parodies like Mario made by Ubisoft?
Yeah, I have. That's funny. Yeah.
Nothing like that. If it's like that.
No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean like made in Unity engine type shit. I mean, Pikmin type shit, right? Pikmin realism, where it's like, oh, we're just actually doing this now. Not like, just, I just basically I want it to look like the GameCube. No, the Wii U tech. So there was a Wii U tech demo, like cutscene that was like, kind of displaying what they can render on the Wii U, right? And that's kind of what I want. That's kind of what I want the thing to look like. I'll send you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Is this what I want it to look like? Wait a minute. Let me just. Oh, it's in fucking fuck all 720p. That's fucking ugly. Right. Yeah, this is kind of what I want, but obviously looking a lot better. And also, I don't get why this footage is so crap. Is there no HD footage of this? Okay. It's really weird. Okay, I'm so sorry for the quality of the footage. All this looks really shit. I guess no one could record it, like from the screen, but I'll just send you this. This is what I want the next Zelda to kind of evoke, but obviously be way better. Because this is a tech demo for the Wii U.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was like a tech demo for the Wii U. That's what I want the Switch 2 thing to evoke, like the shiny floors and some like, make it like shiny. Make it cool. Make it really pristine, like no jagged edges. Make it cool,
Oh, like the light coming through the windows and stuff.
Yes, that kind of thing, right? I want it to I want it to evoke that kind of, not exactly, just because there is some stuff I don't like, but whatever, right? I want it to be new. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Mario Kart is new. I want Zelda to be like the same on Switch, and I 3D Mario, I hope won't be Odyssey 2. I won't be like upset if it is, but just be different, please. And they should really do it different since it's been so long.
Bro,
I hope
the spider.
Yeah, isn't that cool? That's Wii U. That's Wii U right there. That's what the power of the Wii U. This is running on native Wii U technology. But obviously they'd make Breath of the Wild instead. But still cool. Yeah, so I thought I'd have a massive thing to say about the Switch 2, but I think generally, on my end, I think all you can ask for it, since it is just Switch 2, it's blatantly just Switch but better. Just carry on what they're doing, but don't go crazy on the fucking prices, right? Don't make another 75 quid game. 66 quid is already pushing it, right?
Yeah.
That's Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? 66 is pushing it, but I'm fine paying that. But like, 75, bro. All of it should be 50, realistically. I don't know any reason why it shouldn't be. But, whatever, right? And, with Switch 2, I hope the build quality, it looks way better. Like I love how they attached. It looks more solid as a product than the Switch, but I hope the Joy-Cons don't fail. And don't increase prices of Switch Online. And also bring back some other discount scheme, like you did before, because they just got rid of them all. Why don't they add another?
I think that's going to happen.
I hope it happens. I mean, why get, it's just kind of sad. The eShop looks a lot. Okay, let's go over the stuff that they are stuff that they actually have improved is being able to upload your photos, right? So if you have a Switch 2, whenever you upload photos like PlayStation, it just goes straight to the app. Boom.
Okay. Cool.
That's good. When it comes to Switch Online, one of the complaints I had with N64 is like button remapping. You couldn't do it. Now you can, and they are actually updating the older Switches to do button remapping. Good stuff. Cool. You can also do rewinding on N64 games on the Switch 2. GameCube games coming out, that's great, but they better release those games fucking more often than
faster.
Yeah, and also put Mario Kart Double Dash on there. Don't be fucking scared, and put Melee on there. Don't be scared.
Oh, Melee would be so good, man.
It would be. I don't think they will, because they haven't put Smash 64 on the N64 app. They probably don't want people playing the older ones. They want people to play the new ones. WarioWare better use the mouse function. Splatoon 4 better be insane. And have a battle royale. I'm joking, or not joking. I don't know. And I hope. Oh no, yeah. They some games that couldn't run shit are running better. Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, and the other one, the sequel to that, they're getting an update. It's gonna run great. So there is stuff that they are improving, actual obvious stuff, and there's some more. And I also hope the game share. Have you heard about this game share stuff? How you can it's like download play for like DS, right? You can share. If somebody doesn't have a copy of the game, you can share that game and play it with them.
Yeah, I mean, I know some PS you can.
No, I don't mean. PS. I don't mean like give your account or whatever. I mean like if you want to play Mario Party, right? And you're in like a road trip and you're in a car, and everybody has a Switch, you can stream, let people stream the game off yours, and everyone can play Mario Party.
That's cool.
Yeah, I hope more games do that, and I also hope more. You can't, from my knowledge, you can't game share a Switch 2 game to a Switch 1, but you can game share a Switch 1 game to a Switch 1, right? That's good, because most people won't have a Switch 2. Most people will have a Switch 1. That's good. But I hope a lot more games are compatible with Switch 1 games, right? And also more online modes for games. Like Pikmin 4 doesn't have an online mode, and that just annoys me to no point. I play that endlessly. So that's my hopes and dreams for the Switch 2. I mean, I am getting it in 2 days. We'll know everything. Well, we'll know most things, and there will be a direct this month. The rumors are popping off. Meaning it's probably true.
It's like a direct for like games next year.
No, it'll be for this year, but a bit of next year too. I could easily see.
Because I'd only tune in for that for the hype of seeing Animal Crossing.
You know what? You most likely might. You never know.
It's one of the biggest games now.
You'll see 3D Mario this year, I reckon, announced. Later half or earlier
Really?
half.
I feel like that's gonna be called off for a while since Bonanza's a thing.
Yeah, that's true. But Mario Movie 2 coming out next year.
Oh yeah, with Yoshi.
Yoshi Exploshi. Yeah.
Who's to be voicing Yoshi?
I don't want to even think about it. I'm gonna have nightmares of who's gonna voice Yoshi. Do you know what? I'm gonna have nightmares of Yoshi being just Yoshi. Even I think that'd be annoying.
Do you reckon they're gonna change up his design a bit?
They already did. Like if you look at the movie, there's a scene where there's a bunch of Yoshis. It'll just look like that. They already made a Yoshi model in the movie.
All right.
So they could just copy. Illumination loves to copy and paste stuff in their movies. If you look carefully at Sing, half of the townsfolk could like copy and pasted over and over and over and over.
I hate Sing.
Lazy movie. Illumination's the laziest fucking animation company on the planet that earns a lot of money. Right? I wouldn't mind their laziness if they didn't earn anything, but they earn a lot and they should be doing better. Anything else to add about hopes and dreams for Switch 2? Are you excited? Because I'll let you have hands on it, so we can actually talk about it before our next Snips episode. We will have a Snips episode with my impressions of the Switch. In between this and the Mario Kart World review, I'm making an edited review of it. But is there anything else you want to add, or anything hopes and dreams, or anything cool?
Man, I feel like I've said the themes. I've said Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Dude,
I'm not that.
We've been talking about Animal Crossing, right? And we like behind the scenes about what the game should be. Our ideas are like so good.
Oh yeah. But we'll leave that for when they do announce the game, and we'll be like, well, here was our ideas for it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
I guess you sell the game. I'm not that big of a gamer anymore. It's not because there's no good games out. I just don't have the time.
You 100% agree. I have not as much time as before. Like, even for just life is now. We're at the busy stages now.
Yeah.
Just keep doing stuff. You're barely online on PS, and like, I just keep doing work and I'm also doing the thumbnail shit, and I don't spend that much time on thumbnails. I mean like the actual YouTube stuff, and thinking and writing lyrics for the album and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've written another one. I've got another song in the works. It's gonna happen, Finn. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not.
I'm down, man.
Oh, it's so good, dude. We're gonna have the best album in the universe. I'm telling you now. Oh, the lyrics go so fucking hard. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm just reading now. I better stop reading before I fucking have an aneurysm. So.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. So, the calm before the storm for Switch 2. Hopefully you enjoyed this. We actually are getting watch hours. So, one of yous might be actually at the end. If you're at the end, type in peanut.
I'm going to be on Spotify soon. I'll make sure of it.
Oh, thank you. Right. Well, don't promise anything fucking too much, because if it's a lot of work, then it's a lot of work. But, I mean, like...
soon, there's no release date.
Good, yeah, true. I remember, yeah. Coming soon, Spotify. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully, you're not bummed about not getting a Switch 2. Because you shouldn't be, because there's loads of fucking things to play. Even though I'm getting it, I prepared for it. Right? To be fully transparent, I did not just buy it out of the whim. I'm not rich. I literally did say I saved money from last year before they even announced the thing, right? Because the rumors were popping off. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to reserve 500 quid for this thing. Boom. And I said to myself, because like for PS5 it was hard to get initially. I lost like sleepless nights on it.
Oh my god, that's such a big deal.
Yeah, right. And looking back, I think that's fucking depressing. I'd never do that again, right?
I was actually pretty patient with that. It took me like 2 years.
I was not, and I think in the future I will be, because there is no point losing sleep over a piece of plastic. So for the Switch 2, I was like, well, I'm not. If it's like that again, I'll wait. But it wasn't. It was like chilling on Games website. I was like, okay. Do they even care? Well, luckily for me, I got it. So, well, okay. A lot of people's orders are getting cancelled left and right. And I haven't got an order update yet. But I should be fine. They did take the money out. So it should be all good. And also, yeah. Also, I got the GameCube controller. I've got the Pro controller. I'll give my thoughts on that in the time comes. So that'll do it for today's retrospective. Hopefully, the Switch 2 won't suck too much. I mean, it shouldn't suck. It looks pretty solid, but hopefully its future longevity is good. Because again, I think a lot of people complain at the moment, and they should, but I don't think people would be complaining so much if Nintendo didn't make good games, right? Nintendo didn't make good fucking shit. No one would care. People would just let them do it, I think. So Godspeed to everyone, right? I don't know. I'm really excited for this fucking Switch. I'm so excited. I just can't make a good outro. Do you wanna help me out here? What do I usually say? It's like, oh yeah, we'll be
snip snip.
No, I say something, don't I? It's like and we'll be taking over the world one episode at a time.